Do you felt drained after spending time with someone? Maybe you've noticed that, despite your best efforts, certain people in your life only seem to bring negativity, stress, or confusion. These toxic individuals can wear you down mentally and emotionally until you're left feeling exhausted and unsure of yourself. Cutting off toxic people is not just an option, it's essential for protecting your mental health, your peace, and your overall well-being. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into how you can recognize toxic people in your life and how to cut them off in a way that reclaims your peace and restores balance in your life. Because here's the truth, your peace is priceless, and it's time to take control of who you allow in your life. Understanding toxic people. Before we get into the how, let's first take a moment to understand what toxic people are. Toxic people are those who drain your energy, undermine your self-esteem, and leave you feeling worse about yourself after every interaction. These individuals may show up as friends, family members, or even colleagues. They constantly create drama, manipulate situations, or make you feel bad about your decisions and choices. Their behavior can range from overt actions like gaslighting to more subtle forms of toxicity, such as passive-aggressive comments or never celebrating your successes. The key to cutting them off is first identifying who they are. You'll know who they are when you start paying attention to how you feel after spending time with them. If you feel exhausted, unappreciated, or even worse about yourself, it's likely a sign that you need to distance yourself from them. Step 1. Recognize the signs of toxicity. The first step in cutting off toxic people is to recognize the signs early on. Toxic people come in many forms, but here are some common behaviors to look for. Constant negativity. Toxic people are always focusing on the problems rather than solutions. They bring you down with their pessimism and never seem genuinely happy for you. Manipulation and gaslighting. They twist your words or create confusion to make you feel like you're the problem. They play the victim, making you feel guilty for not prioritizing them. Jealousy and competition. They can't be happy for your successes and instead turn your achievements into a contest, often making you feel like you're in competition with them. Disrespect for boundaries. Toxic people don't understand the concept of boundaries. They push and pressure you into things you don't want to do, constantly overstepping the limits you set. In the previous video, I told about details of 5 shocking signs your friends are toxic. If you have not watched it, go and watch. Step 2. Set healthy boundaries. Once you recognize these signs, the next step is setting healthy boundaries. This is crucial. Boundaries are your first line of defense against toxicity. Boundaries tell people what is and isn't acceptable in your life. Start by defining your limits. What are you willing to tolerate? What makes you uncomfortable? If a friend constantly gossips behind your back, let them know you don't tolerate that behavior. If a family member pressures you into things you don't want to do, communicate clearly and respectfully that their actions are unacceptable. Boundaries are about respecting yourself and demanding respect from others. Toxic people often test boundaries, so it's essential to be firm and consistent. And here's the truth: if you don't establish boundaries, you can't expect others to respect them. Step 3. Have the difficult conversation. Cutting off toxic people doesn't always have to be a dramatic confrontation, but sometimes it requires honest communication. If you want to salvage some form of relationship or simply express how their behavior is affecting you, have a calm and direct conversation. It might be difficult, but be clear about how their actions make you feel. Use I statements to avoid blaming and to focus on how their behavior affects you. For example, I feel disrespected when you gossip about me, or I feel drained when we hang out because of your negativity. However, don't expect the toxic person to change overnight. In fact, they may become defensive or even more toxic, but you set the tone, and that's what matters. Step 4. Detox emotionally and physically. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, cutting someone off means removing them from your life entirely. Detaching emotionally and physically is often the only way to reclaim your peace. Physically, this means spending less time with them, cutting out unnecessary interactions, unfollowing them on social media, or even blocking their number if needed. Emotionally, detaching means letting go of any guilt or feelings of obligation. Toxic people often make you feel like you owe them something, but you don't owe anyone your peace or happiness. Don't feel guilty for prioritizing your own well-being. You can still be compassionate, but that doesn't mean you have to tolerate mistreatment. Step 5. Focus on your self-care and healing. After cutting off toxic people, it's important to focus on self-care and healing. Reclaiming your peace means doing things that nurture your mind, body, and soul. Engage in activities that lift you up, whether that's spending time with supportive people, indulging in hobbies that bring you joy, or simply practicing mindfulness. Take time to reflect on how far you've come. Cutting off toxic people is a courageous step in the right direction. It's a sign of self-love and self-respect. You've made room for the positive, supportive relationships that will help you grow and thrive. Reclaiming your peace is about recognizing when a relationship no longer serves you and having the courage to take action. It's not easy, but it is necessary for your growth and happiness. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, support your dreams, and respect your boundaries. So the next time you find yourself drained or questioning your worth after spending time with someone, remember that cutting them off is not a sign of weakness, it's a powerful act of self-care. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, your peace is your power. Protect it.